10 most embarrassing situations the world has ever seen. Everyone's made a fool out of themselves one way at some point in their lives. Whether it's being caught picking your nose in public or mistaking a random person for your friend, these moments are always cringe-induced embarrassment that forever remains in your minds. Those are the moments you want the earth to swallow you up or someone to shoot you. But after some amount of time, remembering these moments will have you rolling on the floor. Today, we're going to bring you some laughs as you check out some of the most embarrassing situations the world has seen. If you thought your moments were embarrassing, wait till you see what these people did. Number 10. A lie went wrong. There are many ways to lie when caught doing something you're not supposed to do, especially if what you're trying to do is commit burglary. But this guy clearly wasn't prepared for that. The facial expression on his face can clearly tell how embarrassed he was. A homeowner at the Garden Grove, California, had his dog bark, and he decided to go out and check what was wrong. He found a young guy trying to get out of the compound. He asked him if he was trying to climb over, and he casually said yes. This guy clearly doesn't know how to lie from the word go. When the owner asked if he broke into his house, he claimed that he was sleepwalking and didn't know how he ended up there. When he notices that he's being recorded, he tenses up and asks the owner to delete the video. Finally, he climbed over the wall and left, still convincing them that he sleepwalked into their home. Sounds suspicious. I mean, he didn't sleepwalk into the compound. It doesn't work like that, does it? Number 9. Brenton Azdrazik. It's okay to be smart. It's even okay to let people know you're smart. I mean, in an interview, of course. But bragging about it on live TV isn't the wisest idea. Brenton Azdrazik was a contestant on the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Before his first question, he told people how the show made him feel like a kid and bragged how smart he was, only for his brain to let him down right at the first question. Maybe it's because the first question was a joke and smart people like him didn't get such jokes? But let's not judge, shall we? What was even worse was that after saying the wrong answer, he goes on to say that he'd love to go there if he wins the $1 million on the show. Brenton was quite embarrassed when the host told him he was wrong. You can imagine what was going on in his head at that particular time. Brenton shouldn't be as embarrassed as Jack Ma. Bragging about being smart is one thing, but not knowing certain things about what brings the money into your bank account is worse. Continue watching to find out more. Number 8. The Great Paul Norris. What's more embarrassing than a magician's trick gone wrong? You'd probably be remembered as a funny take rather than a magician. This is why people have heard of David Blaine and Dynamo the Magician, but never heard of the Great Paul Norris. His first ever and probably last show on live TV was such a disaster that it forever haunted him into not performing magic tricks of any kind. That's how bad embarrassing moments can be. From the beginning of his show to the end, Paul was a complete disaster. Check this out. He started with a couple of rope tricks, which for a while seemed promising, until things started going haywire. Every trick from then on became a disaster. What had people laughing was the last trick, when he tried to make a 10-pound note disappear, but instead fell on the ground where people could see. I'm sorry, Paul, but maybe just a little more practice before entering the stage could have worked. Right, guys? Before we continue, why don't you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to watch more of our videos. Number 7. Jack Ma. You'd expect the richest person in China and one of the wealthiest to be smart, but to everyone's expectations, he's probably not. This was proven in the world's Artificial Intelligence Conference in 2019, when South African entrepreneurs Elon Musk and Jack Ma were talking. Not only did he embarrass himself in front of Elon, but the whole world got to see it too. He called AI Alibaba Intelligence. I mean, even if it's being obsessed with your company, isn't that too much? He continues talking from topic to topic and even ends up talking about science. And by the look on Elon's face, a guy who's actually in the world of science, we can tell that what he's talking about is completely out of touch. I can't help but feel sorry for Jack Ma in one way and Elon in another. Number 6. Comic clerk. If being at the right place at the wrong time was a person, then that would be John Piper. John Piper is a Tennessee theologian who never expected the sermon he was going to give at a Christian conference in 2005 would be the most embarrassing day in his life. Good thing that it wasn't his fault and it was just a misunderstanding between the audience and the people handling the schedule of the day. According to the schedule, Piper was supposed to give his speech after a comedian, but at the last minute, he was asked to switch places with the comedian himself. All would have gone well if the audience was informed, but unlucky for them, they weren't. They thought he was a comedian delivering a deadpan routine on religion, making them laugh at everything he did. He didn't understand why people were laughing at him, and asking why just brought even more lots of laughter from the audience. I mean, his tone of voice is funny to begin with, so I don't blame the audience. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to think that maybe comedies aren't funny. Maybe, just maybe, since we already have it in our mind that it's comedy, our brains just force the laughs. Kinda crazy to think about, right? Because if the audience had been psychologically prepared for a sermon, they wouldn't have found anything about his speech funny. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below, and while you're at it, don't forget to turn on the notification bell and be notified whenever we post a video. Number 5. A tattoo backstory. This is probably the most embarrassing and funniest tattoo backstory in the world. There's always a reason why someone would draw a certain tattoo on their body. This dog owner saw a tattoo on a dog he adopted and thought that the previous owner abused the dog. To stand in solidarity with his dog, he decided to also get the same tattoo inked on his arm. Later, he came to find out that the mark was left there by a veterinarian to verify that the dog was already neutered. You can imagine the look on the guy's face when he found that out. He can be rest assured that he's not going to be the only one with an embarrassing tattoo backstory anyways. Number 4. Innocent drawing goes wrong. We can't mention embarrassing moments without mentioning one of the places that embarrassments happen more times than usual: live TV. Imagine her reaction after watching what she drew. Mid-Michigan ABC 12 news reporter accidentally drew a man's genitalia on air as she was trying to describe an outline of a construction zone. As she was drawing with one finger, her hand touched the screen and made the outline of everything, something that a lot of people can imagine. With that, the video trended worldwide as everyone found it very funny that the reporter had artistic skills. Good thing she only learned about it after the live show. We can all agree that she indeed has an eye for art, or is it a hand? Here's another embarrassing moment that happened to a reporter. Most of them seem to just be out of luck. Let's take a look. Number 3. Reporter slips and falls in a mall. 6-inch heels can surely find a way to embarrass someone, can't it? A KTLA reporter, Wendy Birch, was doing a Black Friday story inside a mall when she decided to interview a family. As she ran towards them, she slipped and fell, dropping her microphone, coffee, and the new shoes she'd just purchased at the mall. This caused some serious attention, and everyone tried to help her get back on her feet. I bet plenty were laughing or held their laughter as well. In the background, we can hear her colleagues at the studio asking if she's okay. She gets back on her feet and confirms to everyone that she's fine. But how embarrassing. Luckily, she wasn't hurt, and that's all that counts, right? After the incident, we bet Wendy never wore 6-inch heels while reporting or running towards someone in a mall. I wouldn't be surprised if she never wore heels ever again. Number 2. Nature call. Where do we leave celebrity embarrassment? When it comes to celebrity life, it's always supposed to be on check. But we do forget that they're also humans, and embarrassing moments can happen to anyone. To answer your question, this photo isn't photoshopped. This is what happens when you ignore the call of nature. Fergie was on stage when all of a sudden her light-colored trousers started becoming wet. Yep, she peed herself. The spot was quite visible, and there was no way she could hide it. It was quite embarrassing for her, and she probably wished she worn black shorts. Well, one thing she did learn is that when nature calls, you better answer. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. And number 1, horrendous haircut. Imagine you're going on a date with your crush in the next hour, and you go to the barber and ask him to shave a certain style that you saw online so that you can look all charming for your crush. But instead, the barber misunderstands what you want and gives you the most embarrassing cut of your life. The reference photo included a play button just at the top of the head of the person he was referencing. The barber did get a play button alright, but not as we'd imagined. The outcome was outrageous. Which of these embarrassing moments, in your opinion, is the most embarrassing? Let us know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you all so very much for watching.